You're using two hands, though. It's where you're
And
cupping the
one
back
hand
of
is
the
on the back of my
burrito.
head.
Yeah.
I have to push it. I have to push
Yeah,
down.
no, you're
to feel
putting
at
a
home.
lot of effort in the back of that burrito and just
Open
like
your mouth
moving
wider,
it in a
Jacob.
waving motion. I really like how you're cupping the back of the burrito.
You have to tickle the back entrance.
Tickle the back of the burrito.
From fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pod Therapy. Real people, real problems, and real therapists. You can submit your questions anonymously at podtherapy.net or email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com. Broadcasting from the SJ and the Ruckus Koi Pond Studios. That's Jim. That's Whitney. I'm Nick. It's time for some Pod Therapy.
Whitney, your gold standard is Jack. Jacob, your gold standard is Chipotle. Nick, what's your gold standard?
Culver's.
But you got to pick something in Las Vegas. You can't say something outside of the city or the state.
Burger King.
Honestly, I don't hate on Burger King all day. I'll get a Whopper and an original chicken sandwich.
Their chicken sandwiches used to be great.
So good.
I used to love Burger King's fries because they
That's
had
solid.
they had
Burger King
a
had
egg
good
wash
fries.
Yeah.
that they would do their fries in before they would.
You
before they
and
would
the
fry 'em.
washing potatoes thing, man.
Egg wash is
This is a
different.
weird
This is a
hill to
different
die
thing.
on. I'm going to be honest.
This is a different thing.
It's a very pigeonhole stance to take.
No, this is an egg wash. So it's like,
I
they're just
see.
dumping it in some egg
Okay.
before they fry it. That's all I'm saying there.
all right,
It's a nice taste.
You know a lot about the way they prepare fries.
You're going to hate me, but I'm going to say Subway.
Okay.
I will go to Subway on road trips. That is my road
yeah,
trip
that's a
go-to.
solid road tripping food.
I mean, you have always been very fond of children.
Yeah.
So I'm not
I've always
terribly
considered you the
surprised.
Jared of this podcast.
Jared.
You're doing great. I think Carl's Jr., I'll stick with that. It's a solid move.
I'm fine with that.
Patreon.com/therapy if you want to hear whatever the fuck led to this conversation.
Speaking of Patreon.com,
some fun stuff happened. Yeah, I have some notes on this too. I'm interested in what you're going to say.
I have no idea what you're going to say.
What happened?
I was going to point out that Tech Scooport, who Whitney told a story about last week, that she won this person won $5 off Whitney.
Yeah.
Became a therapod to give the money back to Whitney.
Oh, that's nice.
So I paid for
that
it.
was
Just kidding.
is now patroning the show to get the $5 back in
Hey,
circulation.
Mike.
Yeah.
It was Mike. His name
In a
was
weird
Mike.
way, Whitney is finally contributing to the show.
Finally,
My
Jesus
$5.
Christ.
What?
Jesus.
You're welcome.
Tyler, what were you going to say?
I was going to ask, and maybe Jacob knows this too. This is probably production meeting stuff. But is there a way in Patreon where you can do like a one-time purchase option?
Yes, that's how we did the horse thing, where you name the horse.
Okay.
I can create an option where there's a thing you can
Name the
get.
studio.
Oh, you want to do a name the studio?
Let's do it.
Yep, I can do that, absolutely.
Let's do
So
it.
we're putting it in. So patreon.com/therapy, there is now an option in the store as of this recording when you're hearing it, where you can purchase naming rights to the studio.
Let's do it one time only.
Every sale gets you the next available show episode.
Yeah.
We're going to limit this, because if I just allow infinite, it's going to get weird fast. Also, it has to be shit we can say on radio.
Well, that's pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wide. We've said some shit on this show.
I will,
Say things you want Jim to
I'll
say.
make a guarantee on this.
Oh, here we go.
I will guarantee that I will either say your studio name,
Yeah.
or it can be a reasonable substitution that I guarantee you will be still be.
It'll
happy
be
with.
decent. Yeah,
Oh,
you'll
I
know
love
what
this.
you wrote. How
Yeah,
about
I
that?
love
Yeah,
this
you'll be
from
able to
Jacob.
figure out what was original.
I'll give you the spirit, if not the letter.
Spirit.
It's gonna be real close. Yes. Patreon.com/therapy. I can back that up. Yeah, I can
All
make
right,
that happen.
cool. Let's
And
do
speaking of which, before we jump into the real show, I got a lovely message the other day on our episode that was in the main show. It's titled, I don't remember, something Charlie Kirk, because we talked about what it's like as podcasters and content creators to reflect. And
I
somebody
really
wrote me
hope that was the actual name.
something
of that episode.
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, that was
I got
it.
Yada yada yada. Charlie
yada
Kirk.
yada. That was it. Yada
He's
yada.
that guy.
Yeah, and the community really appreciated it. But I got a really sweet message, and I wanted to read it.
Oh, nice.
Because it meant the world to me. It said, "Hi Jim, the latest episode about Charlie Kirk hit a lot of big things, and I really appreciate the space that Pod Therapy has carved out for all of us. Thank you. I'm really thankful for the podcast and have learned a ton. 8 years is a long time, and the show still feels fresh and fun. It's a perfect balance of silly, respectful, boundary pushing compared to other mental health media I engage with, and loving.
We're good at that.
I think we're good at that. It's clear that there is warmth and love for the whole person who asks a question. I'm still pretty new to the Discord, but it's full of very lovely, smart, and kind people. You folks created something that has drawn them all together. Keep on trucking and doing what you folks folks do. It's very, very good. So,
And Jim, do you have
special
anything that
message.
you want to say back to that person?
Jesus Christ.
Your father's dick has been in me.
There
Oh!
it is. Just
Wow,
so you know.
Jim,
Wow.
In case you were wondering.
Okay,
That's
then.
a
I,
lot.
Jim
That's
Jobin,
too soon
would
too
like to know
quick.
that.
Very, very poor taste, Jim.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Because I'm a bad boy.
I'm a very bad boy. Get some fucking Nick drops.
No,
Jesus
you-
Christ.
you want what you
he
want what
said
you
things
want,
too.
Jim.
It's been 8 years.
You want what you want. I get it.
There's
I
a lot
want
of Nick shit in there.
In my mouth.
God damn
Yeah,
it.
no, I get it. I
God
get it. You
damn
want,
it.
The drops
The
are
heart
so
wants
good.
what it wants.
That's the
I
heart
want
one,
10
too.
inches. In my
No,
mouth.
I already said fine,
Yeah,
Jim.
no,
it's
yeah,
fine.
it's
No,
fine.
Jim, you can
I
you can
want
have it
10
anytime.
inches. In my mouth.
Please quit asking. You can have it
Jesus.
anytime you want.
Wow.
She is a hot, supple 19-year-old.
Oh, fuck me. I still need to figure out where the fuck that came from. I have no memory. Left into the mic, Whitney. We've practiced this. She's just crying.
Oh my god.
Oh, one day I'm going to.
Jim may or may not be here for recordings. It doesn't matter. He's always here.
I'm always here in spirit.
We have enough content at this point.
Yeah.
If he did quit,
You could clone.
we could still
Yeah, you
keep
could
going.
still
I
parrot
think
it.
we can make AI, Jim.
Yeah, we just have 8. We have 8 years of data.
Yeah, it'll fine. The hidden gem of the Pod Therapy
Gem.
Discord, the hidden gem of the Pod Therapy Discord is the out of context channel where they just quote us.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And it's just so fucking good. That's the place to find really weird shit that we have said without any
It
context.
wasn't weird at the time, right?
At the time, I feel like it made sense.
Especially the 19-year-old.
But yeah, I feel like it did. I don't know. I'm sure it did.
My memory of that is none of us were saying anything about anyone's ages.
I just-
and you jumped in with like a hot,
I'm
supple
sure it was a
19-year-old.
hot, supple whiskey of some kind. I'm sure that's a wine.
think it Yeah. was.
A 19-year-old wine
Whiskey
sounds legal.
connoisseurs
A full-bodied
always
wine.
describe
Full
whiskey
body.
as
Stop it,
supple.
Whitney. I know you're baiting me.
A full
I know what you're
whiskey.
doing right now. I know what you're up to. I'm not going to fall for it.
Say
I
it,
really
Jim,
love
say
the
it.
areola on this whiskey.
Oh, there it is. just gotta let it breathe.
This is a beautiful areola
Is it
it's so
burgundy?
on
good.
this whiskey.
I love this whiskey when it's looking in my eyes.
Oh, have you seen the taint on this whiskey? Gorgeous.
Oh, I can't believe this is a therapy show. 8 years long, we've still been going. We got some great questions for today's show, and the
I don't
first
know what
question
boundaries we're pushing.
does not
What's a boundary?
disappoint. It is titled, I found and subscribed to my therapist's OnlyFans.
Oh, shit.
Here
Oh
we
my
go.
Because I'm a bad boy.
There it is. So it's my OnlyFans, exactly.
I knew it,
So,
Jim.
full disclaimer, sometimes people write into the show, and instead of actually writing their own question, they'll say, look, I've seen this question online. It's on Reddit
Okay.
or elsewhere. I need you guys to speak to this. And
Great.
so they'll send it in. So I think this one does come from Reddit. But
Really?
therapist has an OnlyFans. Any advice? Background. This is my third therapist, and she is the first one I've liked. The therapeutic connection is, I'll bet you do. The therapeutic
great.
connection is phenomenal, and I can clearly see progress when I couldn't see it with the others. I've been with her for 2 years as I work on being open and authentic with my autism, my problem. I found out last week that she also does OnlyFans, and yes, I engaged with the material. I was going to say content. In the one session that we have had since I found out, I didn't perceive the therapeutic relationship differently. I have no personal or moral objections toward it. However, I found that I was genuinely distracted by the fact that she didn't know that I knew, as opposed to being distracted by sexual feelings toward her. My main goal. I don't want to be referred to someone else. I like this therapist. I don't want to start from scratch again, and my insurance makes finding another provider to be a difficult process. Questions?
Can you bill insurance for the OnlyFans fee?
I mean, honestly, it's
Yes.
very therapeutic.
Doors have been
I feel like
opened.
that should count. Questions. Should I mention to her that I know just so that I can be able to focus in therapy? My goal is to make a therapeutic disclosure, not to try to pry into her personal life. If I don't say anything, I'm sure that this will be less distracting over time. Should I mention that I engage with her material? My goal is to be honest and not to harass her. I don't have any issues with her as my therapist, and I can separate her as a therapist and as a content creator. She might have issues with me as a client. Her OnlyFans isn't explicitly banned by the state board. However, it might constitute a, quote, dual relationship. Disclaimer. Yes, I understand that engaging with her material was likely inappropriate. It only happened once, and I have made
Sure.
a conscious decision to avoid her stuff since then. Thanks, Anonymous. Wow.
Ooh, this is an intense
This is
one.
spicy. I like it.
Clarifying question, and I know you guys are going to give me shit for this and not believe me, but I really don't know much about OnlyFans.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know
Here we
much
go.
about
Well, what's
OnlyFans.
your
Here we go.
username?
Yeah.
We'll
But
find you.
but it's not only like sexual explicit content.
It doesn't have
right?
to be. There's actually podcasters that just paywall. So it's Patreon. It's
It's a
essentially
paywall.
just Patreon. It's just a Patreon that is way more associated with sex content than anything else.
There have been a few tries over the years. I think they even talked to us over at Ice Cream Social about
recruit
wanting
you.
us to start using OnlyFans as a platform several years ago, because they tried to make a push to do like stand-up comedy on there.
Oh.
like
and-
diversify.
Yeah, and I think it worked about
never
as well
works.
as Twitch's push
Yeah.
to diversify out from just video game content.
Right.
Which is like, it opened up a little bit, and there were a few things here and there.
You have a niche.
But I think video
Yeah,
games. When
but
I hear
they're
Twitch,
mainly
yeah.
video games.
The world knows the
OnlyFans
niche.
is mainly
Yeah.
amateur pornography, or I guess not even amateur anymore.
Semi-pro.
Yeah, exactly.
Or sometimes very pro.
AAA pornography.
AAA. Gold standard pornography.
But yeah, do you guys know anyone that has OnlyFans
Tons
pages?
of people.
Do
Tons
you know
of
any
people.
non-clients?
Oh,
that have OnlyFans pages?
Whitney, did you close that one? I haven't
You
got
are
any
supposed to tell
updates. I still
anyone, Jen.
subscribe, which I'm kind of fucking pissed about. Like, Jesus.
It's been stale over
I mean,
there
you still
for a
bill
while.
my card every month. It's weird. There's no fucking updates.
You let me. You agreed
I
to
guess.
this, okay?
Jesus, I'm just, in good faith. I'm just waiting. No,
So
I don't
I-
know any like civilians.
Because I
just
have
know
several
patients
friends that have OnlyFans.
do. Okay.
I know quite a few people that have them.
Would you
Do
subscribe?
you engage with their material?
Does it feel too intimate? Does it feel like different than a burlesque friend? It's like attending their show.
Yeah, exactly. I have never. I'm actually with Nick on this one. I've never done the whole OnlyFans thing.
Weird high ground.
And-
All the dudes
No, no.
in pod therapy
No, but
is
I'll tell
great
you exactly
guys.
why. I'll tell you exactly why. Because I have, like our friend has sent me their OnlyFans page.
Yeah.
And been like, what do you think of this? Because they were trying to do like content creation and everything.
Sure.
And she was like, yeah, it's pictures of me on there, and I'm naked and whatever. You've seen me naked before. Here's this stuff. And when I tried to look at her page, like with her password stuff, I wasn't able to figure out how to log into it.
Okay.
Oh,
And have never gone back and tried again.
you're like, I think it's
Honestly,
fine.
like I kind of ran into a roadblock one time and then never went back and checked again. Because as it turns out, if you want to see naked people online, and hear me out,
Okay.
there are options.
What kind of options,
Okay.
Jacob? Tell me
A
more.
lot.
Okay.
A lot of options.
So
Like
like
free
expensive
options?
options
No,
and
more
less
than
expensive.
3.
Yeah.
Oh, free.
Wow.
Free, I
Okay.
said.
and
Yes.
free.
What?
More than
No,
three
stop
options.
it. They're not just giving that away.
Yeah.
Come on.
But yeah, I think it would be odd, I suppose.
It's a bit odd.
I think I would feel odd if I were looking at my friends' OnlyFans pages.
It feels
without
more
them
intimate.
knowing.
If they're on stage, like in I realize Vegas is weird compared to a
Yeah,
lot of other
yeah.
cities. In Vegas, we have a lot of friends that just dance burlesque.
Yeah.
And like, yep, they are up there, they are stripping down, they are funny and sexy, and that's part of the shtick. And like you're expected as a friend to like hoot and holler and make noise, and it's fun, and you're sitting right next to their spouse the whole time. Like it's great fun. Everybody's cool with it. Because it's not intimate. It's not meant for you. It's meant for everybody. And this is their performance art. Whereas OnlyFans, in one sense, it's like meant for everybody. It's a broadcast that's like, broad. But at the same time, like, I don't know, it feels more dialed in. It feels more
it feels
intimate.
like it's supposed to be a little anonymous.
Right. It's not something
And so
you
taking
just
the anonymity
attend.
out of it
feels
like you're doing
That's
it
a good
wrong a little
point.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
No, there's no set rule on this.
So, Jim, as a therapist with an OnlyFans, if
Yeah.
someone came in and,
Right.
and admitted, hey, I've been engaging with your
That is not the
your
question I thought you were going to ask Jim.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to ask Jim. So, Jim, as a therapist with patients who have OnlyFans.
Yeah.
No.
Also relevant.
Yeah.
But
I
let's
went,
go with the
I went the
first thing.
truthful route.
Yeah.
The legit route.
That's right.
No, like, I don't know. Would you want a client to tell you that, like, hey, I saw your dick pics. So,
Right.
yeah.
The closest thing I have to that is pod therapy, right? And like over the years, that has been one of the greatest like causes of my anxiety in life is all patients that tell me like BT dubs.
On this
I
show,
listen to
you
pod
are
therapy.
emotionally naked.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great point. And also hung. I feel like emotionally hung. You know, and the stamina is really strong.
It's another word.
Because I'm a bad boy.
There it is.
Longer than 5 minutes.
I feel like emotionally
Longer than 5 minutes.
8-9 inches. I mean, just like emotionally, you know, like whatever that is, metaphorically hung like a moose. No, but like that is one of the scariest things ever, right? And like one of the things that I've had to do in life is when a patient has told me like, hey, I listened to the show, or they find me through the show, like they start off as a patron, but then they happen to live in Nevada and they're like, hey, you are a practitioner here. I'm looking for help right now. I clearly already know who you are. I enjoy your professional work. That's why I listen to your show. I choose you as my therapist, and I should have that autonomy, right? And I'm like, no, absolutely, that's fine. But immediately, as soon as I'm aware,
It's a lot funnier though if he says no.
yeah, I very quickly like lay down a lot of rules where I'm like, first off, you are allowed and encouraged to stop subscribing to the show. You are disallowed from increasing your giving. Like I can't allow that. Like I would be very uncomfortable with that because then I would feel somehow that I'm exploiting you.
Yeah.
So please do not. But if you choose to back out, I hope you do. And I would encourage you while we're working on like really important stuff that's about you, that you really just discontinue, you know, the show. Like I think that'd be for the best because I don't want anything I say on the show to accidentally be misinterpreted as if I was thinking of you when I said that answer. I wasn't. I am thinking of the thousands and thousands of people who write into the show. Like I promise you, I'm not thinking of you.
Yeah.
And so it's way too complex. So I don't, as a content creator, I don't like that. And in my informed consents, I have layers and layers of language that's like, Jim has an internet personality. I am on TV sometimes. I'm on radio sometimes. I have a lot of content I create. If you're really seeking me as a healthcare professional, please understand it is strongly discouraged that you participate in anything that I create is not meant for you. You agree not to do that, right? And if you do, you assume all risk.
Yeah.
So like my answer is, and I'm not even like showing my butthole, you know, not for free.
Not yet.
There's a Patreon level. the Thera partners get that. You know,
What?
they don't ask for it, but it's in the package.
They don't ask for it, and
Yeah,
you still
we
give
send
it to
it.
them.
I mean, it's
I
just
would say
standard.
you'd name the studio for an episode and see Jim's butthole. You could
There's a
probably put
number.
that
Yeah,
together.
there's absolutely a number.
And or?
Yeah.
And
Well,
slash or?
It's
Yeah.
both. Yeah. Also, everybody that tried to name the horse for $5 also got a picture of my butthole. You know, so I'm trying to make sure I sweeten the deal here.
That's not an anonymous butthole.
I'm
I
supporting the
promise.
business,
It
man.
really is.
But yeah, no, super, super uncomfortable and like really protective because I worry about the patient, right? And I
Yeah.
feel like if I was the
It is
therapist in this
ethics.
situation, but also I feel less like, okay, I worry all the time about pod therapy, but I can justify it in my mind because you're meeting therapist Jim in pod therapy. You're not meeting Jim who is interesting for any other reason. You're meeting like the most carefree version of therapist Jim. But I'm answering 3 real questions from a therapist's brain every single show. And then you're also getting to listen to me hang out with my friends. That's the majority of it. OnlyFans is a very different version of the therapist. There's nothing about that is the professional version of you.
Yeah.
And to me, that is a very different form of content to create. And I don't know, maybe I'm caveman about that, but like,
What if
that
the
feels
OnlyFans
fundamentally
therapist is just doing a full-on Freudian study
oh, there it is.
on their
She's
OnlyFans?
pretending
This
to be
is
your
research,
mom. That's the
okay?
whole bit.
That's it.
She just asks you to describe your mom, and then she impersonates your mom the
Just
whole time.
at the end, she just right before she cuts off the camera, she's like, "Sometimes a cigar isn't just a cigar."
That costs extra. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, obviously, as a female therapist who's dealt with men, no shortage of female therapists have had the story where, and all therapists, I think, have had the story where there's transference and there's an issue with that. But female therapists, a lot, you know, because a lot of men are not used to feeling cared for. And like you get this very nurturing feminine relationship that meets a lot of your needs and you're confiding this person. It's very easy to already sexualize that. And a lot of female therapists share with me that like they have to intentionally make sure they leave no clues toward that. They steer away from that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about a colleague, a female therapist out there creating OnlyFans content? Do you feel like she's naive to do that?
I know my first reaction, like, honestly, was I don't know that that's a great idea. I feel like you're really you're starting to blur some ethical lines there, and I hate that I think that way because deep down I'm like, well, no, she should be able to do whatever she wants. Like she's a human outside of therapy.
Yeah.
And so I like that, but I don't know if there's a world where like, what's the goal with OnlyFans? The goal with OnlyFans, I imagine, is, okay, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe she just loves the like feeling she gets from like that experience.
Okay.
But I imagine most people start OnlyFans for like maybe monetary reasons, or like they're wanting to gain something from it. And you bring up a good point, Jim. Like, if this person is giving money to me for something else I'm doing, and then they're coming into session and like feeling that they want to now get in my good graces, or like it becomes like a weird thing,
a new
then.
dynamic,
a different dynamic. Yeah, there's a lot wrong with that. You can't really have a great therapeutic relationship then.
Right.
What the writer is saying, which I think is really interesting, is I hear them saying, I do feel like I can separate that. Maybe it's the neurodivergence. I think there was some.
Yeah, maybe.
Did they say they were autistic?
Yeah, they said they're autistic.
Yeah, like I think there's a different way your brain works there. So maybe that's something you can easily separate. So for this writer, maybe that's fine. Do you tell the therapist?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's an interesting question.
My instinct says no. Just don't tell them.
Just leave it out.
Just leave it out.
Focus on your
especially
work.
if you're actually cutting off
yes.
watching it.
Exactly.
If it legitimately
Jacob.
doesn't matter to you,
If it doesn't
then
matter
there is
to
no
you,
reason to bring it
and
up.
you're cutting it off,
Yeah.
and you're right, writer, it will probably dissipate that weird, like, kind of anxiety you're feeling like, oh, I know this secret and I'm not telling my therapist, because part of therapy is being open and vulnerable with your therapist, but you're keeping something from them then.
But there's also most of your life is not told to your therapist.
Agreed.
Like,
That's
even if
true.
you're being completely open and honest, you're just not going to get around to telling your therapist
Right.
about most things.
And that's just like
So this is just something on that list.
something you got off to one time and it happened to be your therapist. If you're really able to not go back, not engage, and say, all right, that was like not okay maybe for the moment, I'm going to put that aside and just continue this rapport with my therapist, my clinician. I think that's important, especially if it's difficult for you to find a new person. You said that insurance makes it tough where you live, and just the connection can be tough to find somebody you really connect with as that therapist.
I think it's a good point.
relationship.
Yeah, because like if it doesn't, if you the patient are saying it doesn't matter, like I've had patients who I've worked with for a really long time, and then eventually they've told me, hey man, I've never told you this, but I've always known about your podcast. Like I've always listened to your podcast. In fact, that's how I found you.
I am always outside of your home.
Right. And I've listened
That's
enough
Jacob, not
that I
right.
even knew that you probably would be distracted if I told you. And I've always been listening. And like, to me, it's not a big deal. I choose you as my therapist, and I can separate these different realities of you. And like, okay, like as a therapist, I'm good with that. I prefer you keep that to yourself, right?
But it's
That
also-
works better for me.
It's also, that's a harder ask on your end, though.
Yeah.
If you're having that conversation with a patient at the beginning of your relationship, it's the easy way and probably the correct way is what you already said. You if you want to drop your support,
Right.
if you're a Patreon supporter,
I prefer
I
you
would
do.
love it if you dropped that support while we're engaged here. If you want to stop listening, I'd be all for that as well.
Yeah.
But, all of the stuff you already said. The harder one is, please make sure to keep these things separate in your own mind.
Which is why I
That's
prefer
that's
as a
much
therapist.
bigger ask. So if
I don't
somebody
want to
comes
be
to you
burdened
later on and says like, "Hey, here's what I did.
Right.
I kept them separate in my mind, and it worked out well."
Right.
You go like, "Okay, we won. Then we
Right.
got to the result we wanted, and that's good." But boy, I'm glad I didn't know about this earlier.
Well, and there's a lot of therapists that have side hustles. The
Because you
OnlyFans
need to.
one is a logical extreme, right?
Right.
We're taking that pretty far. But like,
also, this runs into the same thing with like elementary school teachers having OnlyFans.
yeah, sure.
That's something that pops up every so often.
It comes up, and there's an interesting reality. Like you'll
Wait,
have
what comes
therapists that are, there it is. There you'll have therapists that are also real estate agents. You'll have therapists that are also personal trainers.
Right.
You'll have therapists that have other roles in the world. And I think the ethical guides just strongly discourage, this is the letter referenced, against dual relationships. Pick a lane, stay in that lane. But the
Yeah.
problem is, in the internet age, like as a real estate
Everyone's
agent,
so
you could call me and be like,
interconnected.
"Oh, Jim, by the way, I'm about to sell my house. I'd like to work with you. I want that money to go through your family." And I would decline, right? I'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I also do real estate, or my spouse does real estate. We absolutely ethically cannot accept your business.
Yeah.
I'll recommend you to a friend."
Yeah.
Whereas when you create internet content, you don't get to
There's no control in that.
yeah,
sense.
you don't get to gatekeep and be
Yeah.
like, I get to choose who accesses this. They all can.
Yeah.
And that's really a fascinating reality. I mean, I can say this, I think, at this point, because I've been to so many. I have been to a Scoop Fest where a patient of mine is present, right? And like they've, you could chicken or egg. Did they find me through that, or did they find me and then eventually come to that because they found the pod and get involved? But that's a very interesting dilemma for me, because now I'm silly internet Jim who's up here doing trivia, and it has a very different assignment in this role. Like I am one of the hosts of this event. My friends run this event. I am part of the talent people that are supposed to be here to entertain, and I try to, right? I'm up here dancing with a glow stick, at the fucking band performance to get the blood pumping, right? Like that's part of the job. Like I want this to be fun for everybody. And yet at the same time, I'm aware that there's a patient somewhere in this building that sees me, and then I might talk to them next week about their suicidal ideation or whatever.
Yeah.
It is a fascinating challenge to be in. I cannot imagine how much harder that would be if like they were watching videos of me jerking off. You know, like that is, which you can. Patreon.com/therapy. There's a number for that. So Nick, you're oddly silent about this. And I just think
Nick's
it's
like,
time.
I'm uncomfortable just reading
I
it.
think he's waiting to
That's the
figure out which way the
Midwest.
wind's blowing on this. He's like, so are we for this?
Well, as you've been talking, I've been doing a little research and checking the people in this room to see how many of the three of you have an OnlyFans.
Yeah, good luck
And
with
it's not
Jacob
zero.
Smith.
It's not zero.
It's
no,
not
it's
zero.
not zero. We'll leave it there, but it's not zero.
No, I agree with Whitney. I think,
you.
no, you do not tell your therapist this.
It's better not to.
And if it's not a problem, then it's not a problem. Your therapist does not need to know this, and you should definitely stay away from it. Definitely don't go back. But here's the follow-up question, though, is when does it become problematic?
Yes, so that's was my only follow-up. Like, if you find over time it's not dissipating, like some kind of weird feeling you're having or thinking about it in session every time, that's a little bit of a different
Would it
conversation.
be fair
Right.
to say that when you start seeing your therapist as a sexual object, that maybe then that's probably time
I think
to...
I
that's it.
think that clients are already probably doing that. So what does it matter if they've
Yeah,
actually
most of
seen
us
your
don't know
boobs
your
or
name,
not?
Whitney.
Like,
We all kind
I
of
know I could be
subjectify
wrong.
you.
I could be wrong.
I don't know what's going on.
but I not like
what
all
point-
of the guys.
People ask me about that
or
chick on our
girls.
podcast. I'm like, I don't know. Whatever.
So at what point does therapy become ineffective for the writer?
Yeah.
Like if it really starts impacting your ability to, when you walk into that room, to just focus on yourself and not be focused on your therapist.
That's a good distraction question. Yeah.
Well, I think the question to should you tell your therapist can be answered with if there is another reason other than to just get that information out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Then we
serving
can
a
have that
purpose.
conversation about whether you should tell them.
Right.
With the reasoning that you've provided, it doesn't seem like the
Yeah.
consensus is that you should tell them.
So-
if it's just like, I feel a little squeamish that I've seen this and want to tell you about it, that's probably not the perfect reason to do
Well, I
so.
feel
But if
like
it is getting in the way of your care,
if it's getting in the way,
then that's a different thing.
Yeah, if you feel you need to talk about it because it's become an obstacle to care, then unfortunately, and I know you didn't intend for this, writer, but like you've created a situation that we do need to question whether this is the right relationship for you. And there's a lot of like podcasting is one. Like recently I recorded a YouTube video in response to Charlie Kirk that was like just a breakdown of an FBI report that was like a letter to therapists. Hey, therapists, here's what the FBI taught us about how to catch political assassins and redirect them to help. Great. It was very dishwater, very bland. That accidentally blew up. And so it went out to a therapist friend of mine who I guess runs in right-hand circles. And Nick, you know this guy. He's very, very alt-right. And so he texts me and he goes, hey, man, I tweeted this and tagged like Charlie Kirk people, like people in that organization. They fucking grabbed it and they ran with it. So heads up, you're about to get a shitload of views on this video. And that obviously was not your intention. Like you wrote it for therapists, but like it just got sucked into the alt-right, like, vortex. And so then all of a sudden,
I like that it got sucked in. It's not I put it in there.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
It got sucked in.
I was
Weird
writing
that-
it for other
you know what?
therapists. It's
He
very
was
boring.
just writing it. He didn't mean to like tag Charlie Kirk. even though that's a
Well, no, I
major
may have
hot
done that. I may
thing.
have hashtag Charlie
I
Kirk.
was just going for a walk. I
was
tripped,
saying-
I fell on my laptop, and I
So
wrote
like
this whole
it got
thing.
sucked into that vortex and I got tons of comments and like all of a sudden the right was very much celebrating me and they were like, this is what we're talking about. This
This
is a good
checks out.
therapist. It's a good
Yeah,
guy.
that
He
definitely
he
checks
gets
out.
it. And I'm thinking like, oh boy, I hope you guys never listen to the podcast. Like that would be terrible. But like I can
guy
see
welcome.
Suck 'em
where
in.
when you're a content creator, and there's a lot of therapists out there that are very political, and they're like out there fighting some kind of important battle about ideas. I can see where a patient goes and finds that, and then realizes, hey, that was super distasteful. I dislike that I discovered where you stand on this issue. This now interferes with my ability to listen to you as my therapist and to work together. And I think if that happens, that's unfortunate. There's a part of me that wants you to talk about it with your therapist, but there's a part of me that says, no, you've gone into their life. You've found another part of your therapist that they don't have to excuse or they don't have to apologize for. You've realized that's now incongruent with where you stand. That is your distraction. It's time for you to do the hard work of going and finding another therapist. And next time, be happy with your therapeutic
I don't
relationship.
think it has to jump to that, though.
Dude, they did not find this OnlyFans by accident. They were out there looking.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I'm saying I don't think it has to jump to you must then find another therapist.
If it's enough of a distraction that you feel like you need to bring it up in therapy because it's therapeutic, at that point I kind of look at it and go, you know what?
Do you think find another therapist before talking to the therapist about it?
I think try really hard to just focus on therapy.
Sure.
And if that can't happen because you are so distracted that you've seen my butthole, you went and found that. And I'm sorry that you did. There's a lot of good questions about whether I should be posting my butthole. That's fine. But you did go out and find that. And if that's a distraction to you, I don't know that we need to bring it in here. I think it's time for you to go find somebody else.
But I think you do bring it up. If you're going to choose to leave, though, then you do tell the therapist. You're like, hey, by the way.
Well, actually, it's a good point. Yeah, because I would like to know. Like, if all of my patients that I think are getting better and they discontinue therapy and I don't hear from them because I think they're doing better, if they all, to a person, kept finding pod therapy and they're like, that was so disheartening. That's not who I thought you were. I'm so discouraged I couldn't see you anymore. Yeah, as a therapist, I definitely want to know that because I didn't sign up for this career to do harm.
Yeah. By the way, if you ever want to just get Jim out of his career, if you get all of his patients together and just have him leave his service and say it's because of pod therapy, he will stop everything tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. They don't want that.
Not just pod therapy. He might
you
leave
think
the
that's
state.
a joke, but that's a prank on me.
Yeah. That's Nick's problem.
I'm saying that will happen.
Here we go.
That
Back
will
to
happen.
Nick. Like,
I'm not making a joke.
that
I'm
is
telling
Nick's
you
problem.
what will occur if those actions were taken.
Suspiciously, I have, and this is what's weird, over 8 years, I have never had a patient tell me, I did not like pod therapy. There was something you said in there that was hurtful, and that's become a barrier.
Do you
I've
think
had
they
people
would tell
quote
you?
the show in ways that I wish they would not, but they were laughing about it. Like I had one that was like, my therapist the other day was telling me that he tried to deep throat a baguette. And like, I'm like, yeah, no, I did say that. That was, oh my God, are you okay? And they're like, no, I think it's fucking hilarious and we're great. Like that's, I know what I signed up for, Jim.
Yeah.
Like I'm good with this. There's plenty of therapists that have no sense of humor. I could go find them if I wanted. I like what this is, right? But I've over 8 years really never had anybody say that they left because of that. But that still terrifies me because I think that somebody did.
But the overall arching idea is your therapy is supposed to be about you and not about your therapist.
It's not about me.
Yeah.
But knowing who I am obviously plays a role in that. Like there's people like we write our
the
bios on our
report.
websites because it's like, hey, your background does matter to me. Like knowing you'd relate to my humanity is important to me.
Right.
Something that differentiates us from robots. So Nick, you're on team yes OnlyFans, no.
I think he said Culver's.
I'm still thinking about Culver's, but
I feel like we ruined you by explaining what OnlyFans is. I feel like we may have just jeopardized your relationship.
Been on OnlyFans.
He's been just like staring
time.
into his computer now for like 5 solid minutes without saying a word.
I'm like Butters discovering that porno.
Oh my God.
Yeah. My precious.
By next week, one of Nick's arms is going to be super muscular.
Yeah. I'm broke. The down payment on this house fell through, guys.
No, I think I think definitely do not tell your therapist. If it becomes problematic and it keeps you from progress, go ahead and tell your therapist, and then be prepared to find a new therapist, because that's probably what's going to happen.
And if you're a therapist, I do not encourage you to create that kind of content. Like the only way I can justify having internet presence is that this is adjacent to the entire profession that I do, and I consider it within the long history of, very prominent psychologists who were doing public demonstrations of therapy, which all the great, writers and theorists did, and even recorded it and demonstrated their skills. And like, I consider it adjacent to my work, and I take some creative license and some comedic risk. But I still consider it within the ballpark of what I do. But if I was out there just showing up my butthole and there was no therapeutic value to that, but okay, therapeutic butthole showing, I feel like there's value to that. So as long as I could justify it.
Well, that's called starfish treatment.
We're going to take a quick break, and
Chocolate
when we come
flavor.
back, we're talking about grieving a pet. You're listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Judy Schneider, Leon Kasab, Carolyn Albert, Sammy Scoop, Sarah Smith, Mike Helm, Darren Cunningham, Cody the DeLorean Guy, Brady Malachek, Max the Ginger Scoop, and Ellie O'Dare. If you'd like to sponsor the show, become a therapist at patreon.com/therapy. All right, I'll be honest, I didn't have a whole lot of time for trivia, so here's
OnlyFans
what we're
trivia.
doing.
Let's do it.
What is the URL for my favorite OnlyFans content creator?
This isn't
I'm
even
gonna-
a trivia. It's just list your favorite content creators.
I'm going to name a
sad.
country, and then we'll go in order. First one that names a country that does not border this country
God damn it.
is out of the game. Jim gets 2 guesses.
Thank you. All right. Thanks.
We're
He's
gonna
excited.
handicap
Like,
this.
And hints, right?
Sure.
Thanks.
The great
Okay.
part about this thing is that Nick is actually pretty good at geography.
I know.
So he loves asking geography questions because Jim is terrible at geography. Whitney and I think, are
Middle
mediocre
road.
at
Yeah,
geography.
like middle road.
I think you
Yeah.
are the national average of people
Yeah.
who just
We are
know
fine
where
at
generally
geography.
things
yeah,
are.
yeah. I know a
Okay.
general area where most of it is.
The weird gap between you and I on skill of geography, it is broad.
No, you
I,
are-
Wild.
you are
I
the
can
two
think of
sides of
almost
the
no
weird
other
curve.
thing.
Yeah,
I'll
we're-
bet you we're closer on golf knowledge than we are on geography.
Probably. Oh, yeah.
I'll bet
without
you
a
we
doubt.
are.
Without a doubt.
Just pretty close.
There are fewer golf rules than there are countries.
That's right. Yeah, there's ways I can get this right.
All right, Whitney, we're going to start with you.
Great.
Austria.
She has to name anything that borders it?
Yes.
Shit, now or like in World War II? Because that changed.
Now.
Oh, fuck.
Good question.
That's relevant. Thank you.
I'll give you a point for that.
Oh, all right. Here we go. Let's go.
Oh,
I have a shot.
man. Borders, Austria.
So people that speak Australian.
No.
That's right.
Jim. Switzerland.
Yes.
Fuck,
Germany.
really?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, I have to go? No,
Here's-
go to Jacob.
We did. He
I
said
did.
Germany.
I said Germany.
Oh, shit. Was that right also?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Here's your
Jim
hint.
is like shooketh.
Your hint is this is not Australia.
No, that's important, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
All
you
right.
get,
It's not an
So
island.
you get the
Switzerland's off the
ocean.
board.
I know, it's like not
Germany's
island.
off the board.
Jim goes
Australia,
last.
Germany.
Australia.
There was like a big war. So France. Give me France. It's probably on the other side.
no.
Fuck.
So strike one. You
But
get
I still get a
another.
point for that
you
other
get
thing,
another
right?
one. Yeah, I'll keep.
Oh, I
yeah,
get 2. That's right. Yeah, I get 2. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So no France. World War II, Jim. Come on. So Germany goes through Austria to Britain.
No, Jim's
Fuck.
out.
What were the other boarding? Because I had another guess, but I went with
No,
Switzerland.
we're still going. You
Oh,
two
we're
have to
still-
go.
Oh, there's more.
go
Oh,
back
wow.
to you.
Shit, I think I only have one more guess. I hope Whitney didn't take it.
I don't know.
Well, it's
I
not
think I'm
France or
very
Britain.
wrong with this, but I.
Or
Shit, how many more
Australia.
guesses?
I wanna
Those are
say
off the board.
Poland?
No, Whitney's out.
Wait, what'd she
Jacob-
say? What'd she say?
Your guess was
Poland.
Poland? Shit, that was my guess.
That's a solid guess. It's a solid guess.
Jacob for the win. Here we go.
Let's see. Austria.
Oh, I know
Is-
one.
Give Jim this, please.
Is Hungary?
That's what I was gonna say.
Hungary.
Because
Yes.
Austria
Looks
won.
like your turn
Yes.
was taken.
Oh, that's so validating to know
Jacob
it's right.
wins.
Shit.
Good for you, bud. Do I get to keep going, or are we out of countries?
No, there's
out of
more.
countries.
There's more, but he won because you both lost.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Got
had
it.
already lost, Joe.
point goes
Oh.
to Jacob.
Should we keep
fine.
going? No.
I'm really excited about that Hungary thing, though. Good job. Is that the only one for the round, or
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just move on.
Let's leave it out.
That's going to be a long trivia.
Nick's like, yeah, that wasn't great. Let's
we
move
don't,
on.
we don't need to drag this out.
I recognize the quality of this bit. We're moving
right.
on.
Grieving a pet. Hello, Pod Therapy. I wanted to get your input about what you recommend for clients who are grieving for lost pets. Today, my wife and I said goodbye to our precious baby cat, Minky, after a battle with a difficult illness that had about a coin flip chance of going into remission. It was a hard decision to stop trying to treat his illness, but we know we did the right thing after we gave the available treatment options a fair shot. He was only 7, so we were unprepared for losing him at such a young age. We don't have children, so our pets get a lot of our emotional energy. It's been a really hard week of letting Minky go at the end of a pretty hard couple of months, trying to care for him and hoping he could respond to treatment. We're both very upset. I feel better this afternoon than I did this morning or yesterday while we were waiting for his last appointment. but I still well up with tears at random things that make me think of him. This is probably the worst emotional thing that I've ever gone through. I've not lost any close family before, and while my family has lost pets before, that was when I was younger and did not have a connection with the pets like I had with Minky. Of our 2 cats, Minky was my precious baby cat that was bonded especially to me. We adopted Minky right after I finished college. Minky was the first cat I picked out without any help choosing. He and our other cat were both the first pets that my wife and I were solely responsible for. When we adopted our cats, I knew we would say goodbye one day, but I always thought it would be when they're like 15 to 20 years old after a long life. Minky wasn't even middle-aged for a cat. I also thought that I would feel sad, but not as deeply sad as I do now, because he was just a little cat. I underestimated how much I would come to love this cat and the big impact he would make on me. I loved Minky so much, and now he's gone. What would you recommend to a client who is grieving, particularly a pet? I typed out some of my feelings yesterday and today. We printed a silly amount of photos and made a scrapbook for him. I wrote about how we adopted him and what we loved about him in the book, so we would always remember his story. We texted with some close friends and family members about what was happening and looked at photos together. I don't know what else I can do. Is it a time thing? I bet it's a time thing. If it's just a time thing, how do people cope with waiting for it to get better? Also, do you have any ideas on anything? Do you have anything on uncoupling calendar dates? We had to let Minky go today, October 2nd, and our wedding anniversary is tomorrow. Am I always going to think, all right, wife, let's be romantic today, the day after the anniversary of Minky's passing? I expect tomorrow isn't going to be exactly joyous and carefree, but will every year be that way?
I wouldn't use that phrasing when you're trying to seduce your wife on your anniversary.
Try not to say that in the card. Yeah. Let's get romantic the day after.
I mean, I see what you're getting at, but I'd use a different phrase.
That's an internal thing. I've been sending photos of my baby cat to people today to talk about him, so I attached some photos so that you can meet Minky too. I've never met a cat with as much personality as Minky. I was lucky enough to save a video of him meowing. He loved giving me a daily report about what he saw out the window. He knew how to meow in response to his name or us talking to him. He was a beautiful, brave, strong, intelligent little man who knew all the fastest ways to push our buttons. He was a loving troublemaker. We love and miss him so much. For listeners, Minky was a black cat with black everything: lips, nose, toe pads, whiskers, etc. Even his claws were dark. His coat was always shimmery and sleek. He had piercing, knowing green eyes that could look yellow depending on the light. We adopted him as a shelter mutt, but I suspect that one of his parents was an American Bombay or something really close. He matched most of the average physical markers and personality traits for a Bombay, as well as my amateur Googling could tell. Sincerely, Matt from Arlington.
Aww.
It's a tough loss.
Yeah, sorry for your loss.
I had to make that same decision a few months ago with my mother.
Put her down.
Yeah, she broke a leg.
Okay,
and wasn't able to run anymore.
Yeah, you can't have
you
that.
You could tell just
so
looking
young.
at her that the joy
had
left
out of her eyes.
And I had to old yell at her.
Fair.
Ironically,
Yeller.
also an American Bombay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ironic, but coincidentally.
Yeah. You're right.
And also completely black, which is interesting. We don't talk about it enough.
No.
Even the paws.
Yeah. All those things.
Those green eyes.
Yeah. So I hope that helps.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Ryder.
Let's talk about more geography.
No, I mean, in all seriousness, Ryder, I mean, we actually had an episode of the show recently where somebody was writing in about their spouse having cancer and their cat, or their dog actually having cancer. And just how serious that is. And I think we were very quick to validate that human, and what they're going through and how serious these relationships are. And, like obviously in the past couple of years, I had to put down my longtime pet. And
you didn't have to.
Yeah, right.
You got
right.
to.
It just, that's right. Yeah, thank you for correcting me. As I wrote in my book, Dad Vice, which did reference having to versus getting to with that dog. But no, it is just a devastating reality. And I can tell from your letter. Obviously, you loved your cat deeply. I mean, you did everything you possibly could. And it's just so tough because, I think, and this is, I think, a broader question, just putting a pet down, but the anniversaries of tragedies being located against the anniversaries of other important things, and like how long that endures. And I think the writer's sort of saying, like, I sort of anticipate time is going to be a part of this. There's a half-life to pain. But I think that that's like a really important part of this as well.
I think over time, those, October 2nd becomes a different date than October 3rd.
Right.
I those will become separate over time. But the other thing, too, is to not always in your mind put them together.
Right.
Like, stop reinforcing the connection.
Right.
As best you can. Sometimes that's difficult to do, but like, September 11th for me is always like, when September 10th happens or comes around, it's like, tomorrow is the anniversary of, just because it was such a huge thing.
Of what?
Of what? Yeah.
Yeah. What?
This thing that happened. It's it's no big deal.
Arbor Day?
It's old.
Is that when
It's
Arbor
Neither
Day?
here
Old
nor
news.
there.
Old
It's,
news.
it's irrelevant.
Does this have to do with those comedians going to do that festival?
Yeah.
But- okay.
Yeah.
I hope they make a lot of money.
No, but I think over time, I think those are just separate. Your anniversary is still going to be special to you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know. Yeah, I guess this is something that I feel like most people have a harder time doing, but in my life, I don't necessarily feel super tied to celebrating or memorializing things like on the date.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for example, like anniversary, like, well, you already know how I feel
Whenever
about Peter.
that is.
Yeah,
And
yeah, you already know how I
right.
feel about Peter, but
Poor bastard.
but when we have to celebrate an anniversary,
When he reminds me
Yeah.
that this is
he sends
also
me
an
texts weeks in
important day.
advance to make sure
Yeah.
I remember.
I just go to this nice restaurant and I'm like, this is so nice. You're dressed
Oh,
up. Oh my God,
boy.
a gift. Thank you so much. This is
The day is as strong a persona as Whitney puts on with this. The day that she has to put Peter down, she is going to be
it's
a
just
wreck.
gonna be
Well, his back
tough
is
day.
not doing well.
Yeah.
Okay?
I
Like,
mean, he can't run anymore.
it's not
I mean,
gonna
I'm
be
just
that
terrible.
long.
You can see in his
for-
eyes that the joy of
Yeah,
running
yeah, yeah.
has left him.
And
I
he's
don't
still
want to
so
see her
young.
Google search results.
Has he
I
stopped
know what's
eating?
in there. Jesus.
That's usually a sign.
Does he
and
see
using the
melancholy?
bathroom. He's
That's
using the
right.
bathroom everywhere.
Jesus
Just
Christ.
shitting everywhere.
Oh my God. I mean, honestly, that's a strong argument. Like, at some point,
Right.
it's getting a little out of control.
Oh my gosh.
You were saying
no,
about memorializing dates.
Yeah, in full transparency, I don't feel like I've had a whole lot of loss in my life, which I'm thankful for, but I think it puts me at a disadvantage when
Right.
trying to like comment on how to memorialize certain days. But for the celebratory ones, I'm the type, I'm like, well, I want to do a Christmas trip. Why does it have to be on Christmas when everything's expensive? Can we go like,
Right.
January 5th?
Yeah.
Like, and,
Right. Eastern Orthodox Christmas.
great,
Just pick a
or
different day.
like 2 weeks earlier. Like, I don't care about it being on the date, and I realize over time I think I'm more alone on that than most people. I think a lot of people
Right.
like to, on
People
the
are
day.
sentimental about the day.
They
Yeah.
are, yes.
I think the thing that where time makes a difference, or why that's impactful, and we've used this analogy before, and it's not ours. We've stolen it from actually a comic. But like grief being represented as this large ball inside this small room,
Right.
Or, and I'm sorry, there's a button on the wall which is like your feeling. So when
Yeah.
the ball presses up against this button, that's when you feel that grief. Over time, the ball gets smaller and smaller, but
Right.
still, every once in a while, it's going to hit that button.
Yeah.
And so you just have to anticipate that right now, everything is going to remind you of your cat.
Yeah.
And that's going to be very difficult. But then over time, it's not. It's going to, you're going to be able to heal and move on. But I do like some of the things that you're already doing. Like you're, kind of creating something to memorialize or kind of have some sort of ritual or memorial or something.
I found
think
that
that's
was
important.
helpful for me. Like so my Chihuahua was Pumpkin, and we had Pumpkin my son's entire life, and our dog passed away like 13 years in, which is still relatively young for Chihuahuas.
Chihuahua,
they can
yeah.
go a lot longer. But she had a lot of illnesses, and it was really difficult. And we watched her decline for years, and we did all the health care, and kind of like the writer, that was gratifying, because like early in my process, the doctors were like, "Hey, do you want to explore the options, where we kind of bring her to a gentle end?" And I was for me personally, I wouldn't judge anybody who chose differently. But for me personally, I was like, well, no, like I'm comfortable using finances to get as many good days as I can with her. And when we've gotten to our last good days, then I will not selfishly keep her. You know, like at that point, I don't want to watch her suffer. I don't want her to suffer. But let's get as many good days as we can, you know, as a family. And so we kept her alive with healthcare treatment for probably about 1.5 years, you know, longer because of that option. And like we memorialized her in some ways, and we had a really special service where they came and they did the whole procedure at our home, which was very meaningful. They let us choose something to read, and so we wrote what we wanted to say. The kids got to say goodbye. They did a paw print into like a clay mold. And that was really special for us because, like, that was, you know, was it
your dog's paw or just a
it was my paw, yeah. Oh, okay. And I just wanted to have a little handprint. We made a turkey out of it. It was really nice. That's nice. And that was also very soothing for me.
That's a nice
activity.
It was very
soothing.
soothing. Yeah, they could definitely tell that that's what I needed. No, but like we saved some of these like paw prints, and like we saved her favorite toy, and you know, like I still have those things. I have them on my bookshelf at home, and you know, from time to time I revisit them. It's been several years now, Ryder. And it does get better with time. And, you know, like, even though my dog was like a child to me and mattered to me so much, I'm reminded that there are people that lose spouses. You know, there are people that lose the closest people in their life. There's people that lose parents. And it's never easy. But with time, they do heal. And they do go through the grieving process. And over time, I'm sure they never forget the anniversary. But the emotional power of that moment is not what it once was. And that's true for me now about the grieving of my pet. Like, I'm very aware of when this happened, but it's not the thing I think about anymore in that month. And I don't like using the phrase moved on. I like to just reflect that we have grieved and we have healed, and that's it. You know, like
it's just a new changing part.
That's
of you.
it. Yeah, like I don't like the language of moving on. I think that
you used to care and now you don't.
Okay, yeah, that's how I like to phrase it. I feel like that
forgot
captures
whose toy that was on your shelf. That's fine.
Yeah. Why is there a cat toy in my house?
Yeah. Who? Pomku? Yeah. So, no, but like, Ryder, I guess my encouragement to you is that honoring the pain now, you know, but in 12 months when you get back to October again, I'll bet you feel like you remember. There will be an anniversary power to it. But I also think that the sting will not be as powerful. The units of subjective suffering will be less. And you'll be very mindful of your anniversary. And I think that'll be very much on your mind.
Yeah.
You know, that'll be more on your mind. And then the next year,
I do agree with,
less so.
I think, what Nick said, where the days will feel more separate over time. Right now, they're so close together. But I think with time, they'll feel a little more like this is the second and this is the third.
I honestly don't remember the day that we put my dog down. But
wow.
like I remember,
do you even care?
Not at all. Not at all.
What a dick.
No, but I remember my dog's birthdays.
Oh, right. Yeah,
you know,
that's
like
cool.
we celebrate that.
Yeah.
But I don't celebrate or really remember, you know, days like putting down the dog.
That's suppressing your emotions. No,
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
And it's working. So shut the fuck up.
It's my coping skill.
You didn't write about this, Ryder, but like for us, like there was a big debate about when to have another pet.
Oh, this is what I always wonder. I haven't been through the loss of my pet yet, and I'm like, how do people decide? Or sometimes I feel like you don't even decide. It's like, oh, we've
like I mean, should Peter be officially dead? Like, I mean, declared dead before I move on? Like, can I talk to the mortuary guy?
Poll, like 1 year, 6 months.
Is the coroner
2
free?
months?
Is he available? He seems really nice. You know, the ER doctor pronounces it. You know, what do we do?
How long do I have to wait?
Right. Yeah. What's the minimum?
What's the legal waiting period?
Oh, hello, doctor.
How long do I have to wait so people don't judge me?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Whitney dressing slutty to the wake is just
bringing a date.
Whitney's +1.
This is my Uber driver. Huge dick.
That's right. It's just this like really like suave Spaniard dude. Like, what the fuck? No, he's just my Uber driver. Really
Lo
nice.
siento.
His name is Esteban. And it's what Peter would have wanted. He doesn't want me driving myself to the wake. Are you kidding me? He told me. I have piece of this. It took us a while to decide, like, when are we ready to like adopt again? But you know, you have a lot of love to give, and I think that like, that's a big part of it too, is realizing there's a lot of hurting puppies and kitties out there that like need families. And if you're the kind of family that, can offer a lot of love and takes it seriously, why deprive, another living thing of that love and bringing them into your family? And so for us, we waited a while. But then we did get to a place.
Long.
It wasn't years. Like, I mean, with a pet, like we waited.
There is a void that, like, kind of.
Right.
I feel like I imagine
you're so
needs
used
to
to having
filled.
a pet,
Yeah.
and when you don't have your pet, it is just agony.
I
'cause
think it's
like
important
you're so used to it.
to get past that stage.
Okay.
I like when we put our last dog down, I kind of just said, I was like, I don't think we should get another pet for a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's hold out for a while, and eventually SJ found the dogs that we have now, but we got those maybe not quite a year later,
Right.
But it was
That's a
around
while.
there.
Yeah. That's a good amount of time.
How
I mean,
long
that's
did you
longer
wait,
than we
Jim?
were able to wait.
So we
like
can judge
honestly,
you.
we waited until SJ found these two dogs that had been.
That's what I was gonna say. Sometimes it's not a choice. It's like, oh,
Yeah, like these two dogs
Yeah.
got put up for adoption. Their owner died, and so they were in a foster thing, and through a thing that SJ follows, and so she found them. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this seems like it'd be nice.
This feels right.
That's how we found ours too.
Yeah.
Like we
And so we waited
subscribed
until we
to a
wanted
page.
Other dogs,
Yeah.
and that's when we got them. But we didn't get them.
There was an
to
opportunity
comfort us immediately after
Right.
the last
And
dog
in our
died.
case, we had little kids, so like for us, is like,
Right.
hey, our little kid, needed to have a pet,
But you
so-
thought about it.
Yeah, that was part of it.
Yeah,
too,
you had
so.
you had reasons for it.
And in
whatever.
Whitney's case, she subscribes to Esteban's OnlyFans.
Right.
So like she wasn't planning on this the whole time. It's just, oh, by the way, oh my
You
God,
know
I'm
what?
single
I've been
now.
following him for a while now. We know
You
each
are
other
too.
really
Yeah,
well.
I feel like we're very close. I feel like I just know you, like, especially your butthole. So anyway,
he
Ryder.
already lives at the house.
Yeah, that's right. He's already been doing a lot of
we have an
gardening.
extra bedroom.
Yeah, that's right.
it's mine, but it's extra.
it's extra.
There's not a lot in there.
I've been pushing Peter into the garage. He's been hospicing in the garage. Jesus Christ.
Well, he can't do stairs.
That's right. At his age. That's right. It'd be
At his age, you can't do
I don't
stairs.
bring him upstairs. Jesus. Like,
Then he's just gonna shit upstairs.
Exactly. There's
He's already shit
tile.
everywhere downstairs.
There's
The
tile
only thing saving
downstairs.
you upstairs is you can't do
Next
stairs.
to all the Halloween decor. It's fine.
I've got a little baby
Seriously.
gate set up on the staircase so he won't come up there.
Go toward the
He
light.
can't lift his
Pete.
leg. It's perfect.
No.
Go toward the light. Anyway, Ryder, we empathize with you. I'm sorry that you lost Minky, but it does get better
Poor
over
Minky.
time. I mean, your love, I think, is valid, and I think that grief is valid. As Nick said, our expectation as therapists is that it's going to go away over time. It's going to shrink in the sense of how often this happens, but then occasionally that button gets pressed and your heart just sinks, and that happens to me still to this day. But there's still a lot of joy in the future, and don't be afraid to move forward when you're ready, and grieve appropriately. And then one day, yes, it does get less, and then you're able to kind of let go, and the calendar isn't as strong, though it's still there. And but like tragedy and that grief eventually dissipate. So just trust the process, my friend. I'm sorry for your loss, but thank you for sharing your story with us. I hope that eventually you're able to find, another pet, another, kind of fur baby to welcome into your home. And I hope that you just continue to pass that love forward and not just give up on it. Because I think it's an important value that you have. And I hope that's part of your life. Mm-hmm. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about physical touch in therapy. Whitney,
Wow.
you're listening to Pod
Why are you looking at
Therapy.
me?
Today's episode is brought to you by Judy Schneider, Leon Kasab, Carolyn Albert, Sammy Scoop, Sarah Smith, Mike Helm, Darren Cunningham, Cody the DeLorean Guy, Brady Malachek, Max the Ginger Scoop, and Ellie O'Dare. Would you like to sponsor the show? Become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy.
All right, so Jacob's barely in the lead, but
Okay.
I got a point. I remember.
Do you have a point?
I was told.
I thought,
You know what? For bringing that up, I'll give you another one.
Yeah, let's fucking
All right.
go.
All right, here we go. We're going to start with Jacob. We're going to
Okay.
go backwards now.
Oh shit,
Oh.
it goes to me.
No, you'll be last.
Oh yeah, it's
Since
yeah,
you
I like
get two
that.
bites
Let's
of the
go with
apple,
that.
you
Yeah,
go
that's
last.
fine.
All right. Here we go, Jacob.
All
Saudi
right.
Arabia.
Oh fuck,
Oh shit.
Boilistan,
Saudi Arabia.
Babylon. Oh,
Jordan?
Sumer.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Iran.
It's a water border.
Oh.
It's
What?
across from the Persian Gulf.
Does that count?
I
think it
I'll
counts.
allow it.
I think
Yeah.
that's
Ooh.
that's a
It's a
neighbor.
maritime border.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not? Yeah.
Wait, then I think England should have counted for the last one.
No.
No,
Still wouldn't count.
still wouldn't.
All right, so Jordan's out.
That's still like a
Iran is
3-hour
out.
flight.
What's the country again?
Saudi Arabia.
All right, come on, Jim, you can do this. So I feel like Babylon isn't a thing anymore. And I feel like Sumer changed its name. So
Assyria?
Yeah, I feel like these are all still there. Oh, Egypt.
Yes.
Yes!
Hey, all right.
Oh.
Let's go!
He didn't have to use his free square.
Yes!
Damn, Jim.
Oh shit! I just had one in mind. Where did it go? Is
Rael.
is UAE
Yes.
Okay.
that was
shit.
gonna be mine.
That's not the same place?
United Arab Emirates?
I kind of assumed it was two names for the same place.
That's where
Kind of like Russia and like the Soviet Union's the same place.
Russia was in the Soviet
yeah,
Union.
not technically.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing.
Right.
Don't think you are.
Shit. Let's see. Saudi Arabia. Can I get a hint?
It's hot there.
It's very warm.
There are lots of dead dinosaurs underneath the ground.
Oh no, I don't like. I have like a bunch of countries in mind, but I can't picture
Say
where they're
one.
at.
You got this.
I know.
Let's go with hot places. Dubai. Is that a country? I don't even know.
Is that a
I thought
country?
it was. I only know it from Sex and the City.
I'm gonna go with. God, you said Jordan, Egypt. I don't know. I'm gonna go basic bitch because I don't know.
Go for it.
I'm gonna go with Iraq.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yes, I'm still.
Damn
on
it, that was my next move. All right. I remember George H.W. Bush fought a war over Kuwait, and I feel like that's
Ooh.
relevant because they also have oil, I think.
There is
That's why
oil.
Bushes
Could
fight
be.
wars.
Is
So
that
let me go with Kuwait.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck yeah, let's go, George
Oh my
H.W.
gosh.
Bush.
Wow.
Bringing it in, baby.
And that was
Jim knows
that
his
was-
9/11.
Tonight, let's go. There's
Yemen?
more?
Yes.
Wow,
Fuck,
that's a
yeah.
really
Holy
good guess.
shit. Dude, there are more?
Yes.
There are
This is
more.
like an
How many more
octopus
are there?
country.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. At least 3 more. 3 more.
Oh my God.
Yep. Well, and the maritime 3, 4, 5.
Oh, fuck
I'm
me.
not all about this maritime
I don't
bullshit.
know. I think
I will
counts.
take it because it's keeping me alive.
Lost City
Except
of
I'm about to lose right now.
Atlantis.
I'm gonna get. You said 3 more that border
Jesus. Saudi
Kazakhstan.
Nope.
Shit.
Whitney's out.
Dummy. Oh, shit. It's like spelling bee rules?
It's your
Yes.
turn
It's
now.
the same rules that it was
We
the first
just
time we
did.
played the goddamn game.
I don't know.
James?
I wasn't paying attention the first time.
He's
All right.
thinking.
Fuck. I don't know very many countries in that region because I used Egypt. And then I used the one from Operation
Okay, if they don't
Desert
get it right,
Storm.
can I have one more guess for funsies and no points?
Sure.
Iran's out. Iraq's out.
Because there's one other one that's more.
Syria.
No.
Fuck.
Yes. I
No,
was
not
like, if Jim
Syria.
beats me, I'll be mad.
Wait, do I have to go again?
Nope. He's got.
I get
he's
2
got
bites of the apple,
But I-
bitches.
oh, he
Yeah,
does
he's
get
got-
2. Shit.
He had a throwaway one.
You're right. You're right.
So
Yep.
Syria's
He gets
gone.
to miss once.
ISIS.
Oh, he doesn't just get 2 guesses. He gets
No, no,
to
no.
miss one.
He gets to miss one.
because he's already had several guesses.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you say your guess was ISIS?
No.
Nope.
Say
Okay.
no.
Sure
Say
didn't.
no, Jim.
Right? That's a bad idea. Nope, I sure didn't mean that, and I don't mean Al Qaeda.
Is it
'cause that
Taliban?
would be silly too, right? Al Qaeda's a bad idea. Is Afghanistan next to it though?
Is that your guess?
Fuck, I feel like it's too far.
That's a good guess.
No, because I feel like Kazakhstan. Once you get to the stands, I
I
feel like that
know.
shit's
You're getting
way
to
over
Eastern
there.
Europe. Yeah.
I feel like you got to
it's
stay
weird.
away from the stands.
Yeah.
Give me shit. Give me Israel. Fuck it. Let's go.
No.
Shit.
Israel does not have a direct border.
Does it have a
Yeah.
water border?
It does not.
Shit, I should say
Jordan
Gaza.
and Egypt kind of pinch it off.
Does that mean I won again?
No, you still have to spelling bee rule it. You have to get one right.
I went first in the round.
He did go first, and
Yeah.
technically we didn't do spelling bee.
Do you have another guess for funsies?
I do.
Go for it.
All right.
Just to rub it in.
I don't remember if it's a country or a city.
Okay.
Okay.
Qatar.
Oh.
Qatar is a country.
Fuck yeah.
And it does border Saudi Arabia.
Wow. Good job, Jacob. Damn.
Legitimate.
I take
he
back
killed
my
it.
statement
Legitimate.
about being mediocre at geography.
Jeez.
Wow.
I am excellent at geography.
Okay.
Wow.
What was your funsies?
Simply not
I
true.
feel like it's a bad guess now. Beirut. No.
Beirut does
Cyprus?
Cyprus is not.
Cyprus is
no.
Bahrain.
Bahrain, that's what.
Oh, that's what you were thinking.
No,
That's what
I'm not.
I was thinking
okay.
Bahrain as well.
When I thought of Beirut, there's a friend of mine who from college. Her husband's in oil. She lives over there, and she went to Bahrain over the border from Saudi Arabia. But I could not
She's a
remember the
hot,
name. All I
supple
could think of was
19-year-old.
Beirut, but
I
it
don't
doesn't
know
matter.
how old she is.
Yep.
So Johnson
And
and
then-
Johnson's
Damn,
not
that
one of the
bothers me.
oil places.
Bahrain. That's
What?
Doesn't count. What?
Okay, go on. Sorry.
Oman,
Oh,
man.
and then maritime border with Sudan and Eritrea.
jeez.
Eritrea. We just talked about that.
Good Lord. That's
Eritrea
lot
was
of-
a character in the Never-Ending Story, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
His horse got stuck in the swamp and
Yeah.
That's
drowned
right.
or something.
That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Sounds
Yeah. It's a
right.
flying dog,
Feels right.
I believe,
Yeah.
is how that worked.
You know that dog was in Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, is that right?
That was a different dog.
Okay, yeah. Not the
The
same
dog van.
Physical touch in therapy. Hey, gang, just had a random question that I don't think I've heard you talk about. And if you have, or it's too basic to warrant a segment on the show, no harm in skipping this one. Nope. Obviously, keeping an amount of distance between yourself and a client is not just smart, but ethically and legally something to keep in mind. But also, when someone is going through something, physical touch is sometimes comforting. Personally, if I'm feeling bad, physically knowing someone is there does help me feel better. As therapists, are there hard and fast rules that you have to follow? As an outsider / not therapist, it seems like hugging a client is probably frowned upon, but if a client is crying, is it acceptable to put a hand on their shoulder? Is it a case-by-case basis? Clearly, anything that is unwanted or sexual is not okay, but I'm curious about things like comforting someone feeling bad or saying goodbye to a client that you've maybe known for a while and have rapport with. As someone who's a big hugger in general, I just wondered if, as professionals, there's never any room for more than a handshake, or if there's a place for a comforting pat on the back while someone is going through something rough. Thanks, Stuart, 2 Scoop Fests, and still no scoop name.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
I feel like culturally, this is an interesting question because women, I feel I don't know what the rules are on this, and so I'm really eager to hear what Whitney thinks. I feel like there's an etiquette among women. Like I'll even notice at Scoop Fest, like women will come to Whitney and be like, "Oh my God, Whitney, I'm so and so. You're great," and it's immediately cool for them to hug. Hello.
Yes, I hug everyone.
You'll hug everyone. And I don't think that's just a Whitney thing. I feel like that's a feminine thing. It's very normal. Whereas I think in masculine etiquette, you don't as often, but it is normal to hug hello to a female who says hi to you. It's like, oh, hello, it's so great to see you. Like you're kind of like reading the situation to know like what you should or shouldn't do.
Between you, me, and Jacob,
A lot of
we
hugging
don't hug
happening
as
in
much
this
as I
room.
would like.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
Aw.
And I've texted about this.
I hug a lot of people.
Wow.
yeah,
Jacob's
not in
a
this
hugger,
room.
but not to you.
I mean,
Correct.
Jacob and I hug all the time.
I mean,
yeah, you guys are sitting next to each other, snuggled up on a couch. You
I
know?
hug a lot of people at Scoop Fest.
Very warm.
Aw,
There's a lot of hugging going on at Scoop Fest.
That's fair. It feels
In
like a
the
family reunion.
Clinical world, though, as a therapist, what's your
I've never
rule?
hugged a client. so.
Shut up. Yes, you have. You don't hug women.
Maybe a 13-year-old girl that I worked with. But I don't even know that I'm
Really?
thinking. I don't know that.
I am
even
shocked. I would just think that, like,
Are you sure she was 13, Whitney?
yeah. It's a hot, supple 19.
There it is.
Oh, no, she was older. Okay.
Yeah,
Then. You know,
yeah.
Jim, a lot of my work with the juvenile sex
Okay.
offenders, there wasn't a lot of
Not
hugging.
a lot of hugging.
No.
Weird.
It turns out.
In private practice, though.
Turns out sends mixed messages.
Right. Turns out that was a bad
it's
idea.
Not ethically
Okay, fine. Not hugging the
I
teenage
know.
sex offender,
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
But
What
like,
if your client's love language is butt stuff?
yeah, that's right. Yeah. What if you just want to communicate affirmation?
You know what?
With your butt.
That chapter was buried deep in the book.
That's
But
right.
It is there.
Deep between the pages. In the crevasse, as one
Yeah.
might say.
Those are
I-
the pages that were stuck together.
Right.
it is.
I had a client when I
I gotta
first
go dig that book out from under my coffee table. Then it'll
I-
be wobbly.
when I first started, I had a client who would show up to session and he would look like we'd be at a table across from each other because it was just we had to meet in the group home and it was not great. Anyway, he would look to the side during our session, and so I would have to like kind of confront that, like, "Hey, what's going on? Why aren't we focused in session?" All this. At some point, he would look opposite. He would like have his back facing me.
Oh.
I was like, "What the hell is going on? I've never experienced this. This
Yeah.
isn't something they teach you about in your master's
Right.
program." And so finally, and we had pretty good rapport before then when he started doing this. And finally it came out, he's like, oh, basically told me he had like maybe a dream about me and was
he had
feeling
found
a
your
certain type of way.
OnlyFans, He had subscribed.
Yeah, the OnlyFans
It's
got
been
out. No,
weird
they don't
ever
have
since
internet
then.
access, so they
Oh,
can't
good.
they can't find it. Or as far as I know. And
Yeah, the
basically,
cell phones get into prisons, but not into those homes.
yeah, no.
But he
Yeah.
received your mailer, I'm sure. I mean, they still get post office.
It wasn't the poster hanging
That's
up
right. He
behind
gets
me.
the calendar.
But yeah, he basically was like, I don't want to look at you because I feel a certain type of way. I was like,
Okay.
oh, okay. I was like, cool, as long as you finish your treatment, whatever. Like, and so I
Okay.
let him look wherever the fuck he wanted to. But yeah, I think with hugging, like I have thought about this a couple times in session when there's a client who's very upset, woman, female or male, like
Right.
doesn't matter. And the urge to comfort is there as a human.
Yeah.
Like if I saw this human on the street who was like upset and tearful and whatever, I would probably have an urge to even just put an arm around them or just like, yeah, hand on their shoulder, anything that's just like a physical
Give
comfort.
him an
'Cause,
attaboy.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Jacob's commentary. I'm like, where is this going to
Just a
go?
little, just a little pat.
That's pretty benign.
Little
yeah.
spank.
Yeah. It's a little good job.
But I never have because that feels like a line that once it's crossed,
Yeah.
you can't really backtrack.
Is it okay? But in
Jim's hugged his clients. Is what I can tell
I
now.
have. Yeah, that's going to
He's
happen
gonna defend
today.
it.
Yeah. On the
Today.
way here, I hugged him.
Lots of
like-
hugging.
Hey, where are you going? That's not how we end our session.
That's it. Get in here.
Bring it in.
Open mouth, eye contact. I want crazy eye contact, like we practice. This is part of therapy. In girl culture, though, isn't it very? No, really. I mean, in girl culture, I feel like
That's
it's,
your next book.
Yeah, like I remember when you met my wife. That was the first time you'd ever met her. We were at SJ's show.
Yes.
It was for Spice Girls.
Spice Girls,
And
yeah.
you'd never met her in your life. And
Yeah.
it was
Did
like,
I hug her?
hi, and you gave her a hug.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, and it just seems like in feminine culture that almost is expected a little bit. And I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking, but there's a dynamic here that, right? Like there's a dynamic among women that's like, great, hello, like there's some kind of message that's being sent with hugging that maybe you wouldn't do in other situations.
There
We're
is,
definitely
but,
overthinking
you know,
Is it that women
you
just like to
are-
press their tits together? Because that's what I've seen on the internet.
Who doesn't?
And that seems like a nice thing.
I have to be careful with that, though. I'm thinking now, like from Scoop Fest, like not knowing these people. I don't care. I will hug. I don't care. But I have to be more cognizant of like people that maybe aren't as comfortable hugging, and
'Cause you'll go
they
in
aren't
for
going
it.
to tell me no.
I
Right.
You know?
rarely initiate a hug.
I consider you
Oh,
a
I do.
predatory hugger. And it's something
yeah.
I've thought a lot about.
That's my Scoop name, Predatory Hugger.
Predatory hugger. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I like this now.
Yes.
But no, because I actually, one of my really good friends now, when we first met, I had met her one time before, and then she got me the job at the insurance company. So day one, I show up at the insurance company, and I'm like, hey, she meets me out front because, you know, you need the key card to get behind the doors. So she comes out front. I'm like, hey, like we've met before. And she had come to my house for this thing I had. And so I like go to give her a hug, and I find out like probably a week or two later, she's like, oh yeah, I'm not really a hugger. And I was like, oh, I totally hugged you like the first day.
Right.
And she's like, yeah. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. We're like really good friends now, but it was just so funny because I was
I
like,
feel like the default in feminine
it
culture
is.
is
I was
like, it's
my
probably
bad. I need
fine.
to be maybe more careful and ask for those and not be so
Yeah.
predatory, you know?
So when you meet a new client or you're welcoming a new client and it's a woman in person, there's no
I'll
hugging.
handshake.
You'll just do the handshake.
handshake.
Okay.
Just scissoring.
Yeah, if
Thank
it's
you,
the very
Jacob.
first like nice to meet you in person handshake and welcome, come on back. And yeah, there
Yeah.
is I don't ever touch my clients
don't-
even really handshaking her.
I don't even handshake.
Okay.
Now
I
I've-
can see that with Nick.
Yeah, no hands in pockets.
Do you bow? I feel like
Yeah.
one stern bow.
Yeah.
That's what
While
Tip
maintaining
is
eye
the
contact.
hat.
No, Nick curtsies. What do you mean?
I have hugged clients.
Yeah.
I've never initiated. If they go in for a hug, then I will.
Okay.
And that's, I think, mostly because in, substance use treatment, in residential treatment settings, they're there 24 hours a day,
That's
7
a
days a week.
very different.
And
yeah.
then you,
It's a lot of
they
hugs.
get very
24/7.
Yeah.
It's so hair down in that
they
scenario.
get very
They get
close
comfortable.
to each other.
Yes.
And so they're always hugging each other.
Yes.
They're very close in that sense. And I think sometimes then
You're,
that
like,
just
roped into that.
translates.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
they've successfully completed treatment. They're doing great. They hug all of their peers. and then they go to me.
Yeah.
And so
it's just part of you're part of the group, which is honestly very flattering because it's so benign. It's seen as like, no, we're all part of this family or this organization.
But if somebody is in my office and they're breaking down, I don't go and touch them. I'll never go.
And sit next to them.
What's
or
interesting
touch
about
them,
the question is it sort of presumes like in an extreme scenario where a person's very emotional, wouldn't you reach out and touch them? And ironically, I agree with both of you. I think most therapists, the public would be surprised to find like, no, that's the least likely time I'm going to touch you.
Yeah.
Because you're doing work. We're working.
I don't want to disrupt this.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to disrupt this. I don't want to put a hand on you and comfort you.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to pull you out of it. And that's what that physical motion can communicate is like, that's enough. Button it up. And Nick, you've talked,
be comforted and feel better.
Feel better now.
Stop dealing with this trauma. Stop dealing with whatever.
Putting a hand on you can communicate falsely that I'm at the point where I need you to wrap this up or you should feel better. And so we will offer silence. That's one of the first things we're taught in grad school is the difficulty of being in the presence of somebody who is emoting and hurting and resisting the urge to comfort them because this is important.
Yeah.
And you want them to fully experience it and go through this without pulling them out, whereas the average human is going to be uncomfortable and they're going to seek to repair them. And Nick, you've talked in the past about tissues, about being very mindful about Kleenex and like people offering a hurting person the tissue box. And you've kind of even had rules where you've said, hey, that's not okay, even though you mean well. Because you're doing exactly this.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
I do remember this.
Yeah. So we would just make sure that it's easily accessible to anybody who wants it,
They can
and
have
they know
it if
where
they
it
want
is.
Not that that somebody wouldn't have to stand up and go get it and kind of be disruptive.
Because what would happen is if I got a group of 10 people and somebody gets really emotional, starts crying, 8 of them have stopped listening.
Yes.
They're no longer paying attention. Now they're looking like, oh shit, this is we gotta stop this somehow. And it's more about them feeling uncomfortable seeing somebody else cry than it is about the individual person.
And getting the tissue box gives them a project.
Yep, gives them something to do.
Yeah.
And and again, it can stifle the person who's in the middle of a very important working moment therapeutically. So I think that the public is usually surprised to discover that, like as this question presumes, it'd be like, well, I know you guys generally don't touch them, but in this extraordinary circumstance, would you? And it's like, actually, that is a moment that we would least likely placate a person with touch because they're doing some very important work and we want to therapeutically posture to like support them in that and monitor them. Where I will be very like comfortable making contact with people, like you said, in inpatient substance abuse settings, when you grow up in that and you're trained in that, the rooms are very much like this. Like substance abuse treatment is very much like shoulder to shoulder. You just are used to being in proximity to people. You're sharing meals together. It's just a very different vibe. And so it's called for. Like it's meant to be a little bit more like, nope, I'm not going to otherize myself and be the special clinician person who descends, like, nope, I want to be in the milieu. And so I'll play Madden with you and I'll goof off with you and we'll talk sports and I'll backslap you a little bit and we'll shake hands when I see you. And some people pull you in for the bro hug and yep, that's great. Not going to hesitate on that. So for me, I think that's my like go-to is like I'll do the bro hug thing. And like for me, like I'm very comfortable with that. Like whenever you first meet with people, you always like I'll give people the bro hug as a hello.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't freak me out. Like with men, like that's a very comfortable move
I'm
to
happy
shake
to
hands
hug,
and
but
do the hug.
I really rarely initiate. If I see somebody coming in for a hug, then I'll hug.
That's not true. I feel like I've had to chase you. I feel like I've had to like speed walk towards
Normally,
you. You usually
when people
seem to
come
go
in
the
for a
other
hug, I'll
direction.
Well, it says case by case in the question.
Yeah. Right.
So
Okay.
That checks.
Yeah. I feel like when I've texted you and said, "Hey, heads up, I'd really like to hug today." You act like you didn't see it. So
Well, there was that one time that I told Nick to hug you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that was you. Okay. Yeah. So I didn't know that. Like I just noticed he was waiting for me.
That's when I hugged him.
Okay.
Nick Tangerman.
Yeah.
At that point,
there it is.
Hugged Jim Jobin
with that Atlantic accent.
Yeah.
See. Also, for the listeners,
Corn.
Nick has a previous engagement. He had to leave.
That's right. I have to go now.
And so now Jacob
Bye,
is Nick.
Goodbye.
I guess there's no more trivia. We're going to take a quick break,
Thank
and when we
God.
come back, we're
Thank
wrapping
God.
up the show. You're listening to Pod Therapy. Something. This is brought to you. I don't know what his
all
parts
you
are.
Patreons out there.
Yeah.
Everybody who supports this show on Patreon, thank you so much.
There it is.
It means the world
Oh,
to
there it
us.
is.
Get out there, patreon.com/therapy.
Yeah.
You can go over there right now, throw a few
Do
bucks
that.
in the hat. You get all this stuff on Discord. You get all this extended show stuff. It's all really great. And also, there's a brand new thing on there. The studio can be named after you for a single episode.
Oh, there it
so
is.
go over there, patreon.com/therapy.
Which I'll probably forget about. Okay, last trivia. Name places adjacent to the place I'm about to say.
Jim is so ridiculous.
Ready?
Ready.
Australia.
New Zealand.
I don't know. Is that right? Is that like, I feel like it's next to it.
Pacific Ocean.
We're going to go with majority vote. Is that,
I mean, if we're doing maritime
we both
borders, I think it's
win.
only New Zealand.
I mean, isn't
I
it
know,
also
I'm like,
America if we're doing
Fiji,
maritime
maybe?
borders?
I think
feel
Fiji's over there.
what is the minimum? Like,
Yeah.
Solomon Islands.
Japan.
Yes.
We're doing-
You guys are so good at this.
We're so
Everybody
good.
wins.
Wow. Thanks, Jim.
There's things on both sides of water.
Feels right.
Maritime.
I feel like once you allow for maritime borders, it's all going to happen.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
anti-maritime borders. Everybody, all the listeners out there, I need you to get on the Discord.
Yes.
And I
Call
need you to
Nick's
just
ass out.
rail against all of the maritime borders in the trivia today.
Okay,
Just
okay.
the
But I
maritime
want-
borders
Draw the
should
line.
not be allowed, and I
Okay.
need for this to be a big deal.
Okay. Yeah, this is the hill we should die on.
Yeah.
Fine.
As we wrap up the show, I want to remind you can go to patreon.com/therapy.
That's right.
You can get our extended show ad-free a day earlier, as well as enjoy our live chat Discord community and our weekly or sporadic deep dives, interviews, skill shares, research roundups, and rants. We've got some new friends to the Theraparty at
Yeah, yo.
patreon.com/therapy. Do you have a script, Whitney? Do you want to say who they are?
Kaylee Sorrell is a new Therapal. Welcome.
Kaylee. So
Kaylee.
Kaylee, or Kaylee, however the fuck you pronounce it, is a friend of Sammy
Wait,
Scoop.
wait. Did you just correct someone
This
to
is-
Kaylee?
this is the name.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
No, yeah, read it. It's Kaylee.
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 Yeah, I think it's Kaylee.
I'm going to assume it's Kaylee.
Yeah.
And if it's Kaylee, I will be pleasantly surprised.
Let's go with Kaylee.
Write in, Kaylee. Let us
so
know.
This is a really funny story where
It's a
Sammy
weird
Scoop
assumption.
shared a screenshot of a text conversation she's having with her coworker, who is Kaylee.
Okay.
And
Oh.
it was something like,
believe it's pronounced Calais.
I saw Pod Therapy or something like that. Or Kaylee heard an episode in which Sammy Scoop is referenced and was like, oh my God, they referenced you on the show. And then Nick and I jumped in on the Discord and basically just talked shit to this person who we knew couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And then she joined. and then Sammy was like, hey, they're talking shit about you in the Discord. And she was like, fuck that. I'll put $1 in the hat to find out what the fuck's going on.
Oh,
And,
no.
we
Welcome.
I've been taught
successfully-
talking shit about people.
Yep. We just
I got it.
Yep. Boys just neg girls, and eventually they will come hang out with you.
They'll give you $1.
That's what
We have a
happened
new
with
Therapod
Kaylee.
too. Mike Lush. Welcome.
Yep, and that's the one who we just won money from.
We're
That's
besties.
the one where
That's
Whitney
technical scooport.
Yep,
Yes.
gave money
Yes.
back to Whitney after losing a bet.
Thank
So
you.
we're doing really good with just
Doing
like
great.
directly roping people into this
Yep,
community.
gambling.
Yep, it's working for us.
great.
We'd also, of course, like to thank the benevolent, revered, generous, and flagrantly pro-therapy diehards who love you all so much they give till it hurts. They're partners. Pick it. And we'd like to thank our bosses, the mysterious and shrouded Illuminati members of the fan club that they're producers. Thank you, Jake Schneider, Myra, Robert Brownie Jr. Mint, Smitty Scoop, Richard fucking Macy, Judy Schneider, Malia, Leon Kassab, Carolyn Albert, Kevin Chamberlain, Tess Miller, Dan Martin, Dan Martin, who's getting his ass beat by Jim this week in fantasy football. Woo woo. Sammy Scoop, Slurpee
Last
Kai,
week.
motherfucker.
The OnlyFans.
Ben Stanley slapping your face, Sarah Smith, Adam Hathaway, Byler T, Mike Helm, Oscar Swanrose, Paris, Asani Boy, Darren Cunningham, Lib, Sandra McWaffle, Team Monaco, Thunder Cougar, Falcon Scoop, Heyo, Hannah Marie, Andrew Langmead, Emma Tonka, and Pony Soprano, Alina, Cody the Lorian Guy, Brady Malachik, Chick Felicio, Gabriel Adame, Sean Sutherland, Max the Ginger Scoop, Chad Mag, Adam Warren, Inkala Prince, Sam Cohn, Big A Do Crimes, and Ellie O'Dare. And if you'd like to sponsor, or if you'd like to hear this episode uncut and unedited,
And why wouldn't you?
and enjoy our spontaneous side projects, you can go to patreon.com/therapy, and thank you for supporting mental health. And that's all the time that we've got for this week's session. We want to thank our landlords, Matt Mattingly's Ice Cream Social Podcast and SJ and the Ruckus Koi Pond Studios. And thanks to those of you who contributed to our show today. We really appreciate it. Remember, Pod Therapy isn't something to keep all to yourself. Share the episode with the world. Tag us on the socials when you do. It's at PodTherapyGuys on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter, /PodTherapy on Facebook and Blue Sky. And don't forget about all the extra goodies at patreon.com/therapy. And if you'd like to submit a question to the show, you can ask anonymously at podtherapy.net. You can email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com or just open up the episode description in your podcast. We've got a link in there. You can be taken to our anonymous Google form. I'm Jim.
I'm Nick.
I'm Whitney.
And I'm Jim. Thanks, and we'll see you for your appointment next week.
2 Jims.
Why'd you introduce yourself twice?
Because I'm both Jims.
That's weird that you introduced yourself twice, Jim.
All the Jims.
That is
Where'd
weird,
Jacob
Jim.
go?
All the Jims.
What are you talking about? I'm right here.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
Jacob.
I'm also here.
From Iowa.
Corn.
North Atlantic Prohibition era Iowa.
What borders Iowa,
I'm
Jim?
starting to sound more and more like the penguin.
What
I'll bet you
states?
I can name one state that borders Iowa. Is
Go
it
ahead.
part of that Cook guy that his boots is Louisiana?
What are you saying?
You know what I'm talking about. The guy in the map that looks like a man with a chef hat.
Oh.
Oh,
Actually,
you're-
I don't know.
The shape
Is
of
he
the
part of
state?
that?
He might be.
Fuck.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.